Hey guys, it's George. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be getting stuck into the Cannes Film Festival 2021 red carpet looks. There are a lot of looks to get through, some good, some bad. Just a snapshot of my fashion background. I studied fashion design at university where I specialised in menswear, and then I went on to work in the fashion industry for around 4 years where I worked with affordable brands through to contemporary designers and British heritage brands. Oh yeah, as usual, I'll be rating the looks out of 10. Because we're talking about Cannes, it'll be out of 10 yachts. South of France, you know, yachts. Let's get started on these red carpet looks. So our first look is on Stella Maxwell. She's wearing Alberta Ferretti. This is beautiful. I think the color of the gown on her is absolutely stunning. It's that perfect nude color that really suits her skin tone, and that is so important when you're going for any nude piece of clothing. We can see that this gown has a really beautiful sweetheart neckline, and then it's off of the shoulder, letting the clavicle do all of the work. I love the ruching on the bust and at the waist and how it goes in different directions. It creates a really textural element, and then how you've got that fabric is just draping to the floor. It's very Grecian, it's very effortless, but still perfection. And I like the fact that they've styled it without a necklace. It's letting the neckline do all of the work. Stella's clavicle, the collarbones do all of the work. We've just got this very beautiful pair of gold pendant earrings in, and then that very like terracotta red lip. It works perfectly with the look. Zooming in, you can see that the fabric has this really beautiful crinkle texture to it. It's very light, and you can see that it's wrapping on the side and cascading down. So the fabric's gonna have lots of movement as she walks, and there's gonna be lots of layers to the skirt of this dress. I'm gonna give Stella Maxwell in Alberta Ferretti 10 yachts. I think she looks stunning, the color on her, and this is red carpet worthy. Next up, we have Angele in Chanel. Almost rhyming there. This is stunning. She's giving me like Brigitte Bardot, baby Bardot vibes. I think it's the blonde hair, the way it's done in that half up, half down. She's got the winged eyeliner. The makeup is beautiful, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this dress, and I think this is a fantastic choice. It's very chic. I love all of the embellishment going in this crisscross pattern, and then she's got that line of pearls going across her waist. It's just helping to define that shape. It looks to me as well like this gown is tiered, which gives it this really nice cascading effect as it falls, and it hits her just at the right point, covering the shoe. If this was any shorter, the silhouette would be compromised, and if it was longer, she'll be tripping over her own feet. Chanel Haute Couture just always gets it right when it comes to red carpet. Well, most of the time, as you'll see. I feel that the square neckline of this dress is really playing to that 90s trend that's going on at the moment. I mean, when is there not a 90s trend going on? And like Stella Maxwell, I like the fact that they've kept the neckline clean. We don't have any jewelry. It's all about the rings and the earrings, but it's all about the clavicle, the neckline. It's just a stunning look. I'm gonna give Angele 10 yachts. She's stunning, she looks stunning. The Chanel Haute Couture dress, stunning. Moving on to Andie MacDowell in Prada. I'm not really feeling this. I think Andie herself looks stunning. Her hair, I'm loving this voluminous hair on her. I'm just not feeling the gown, I'm afraid. For me, the neckline isn't right for her. I feel like this square neckline with the sleeve to the elbow is just, doesn't really suit her. And then there's just a lot going on. All of the embellishment at the top, very heavy embellishment. And then we've got the really embellished tassel at the empire line waist. An empire line is when the skirt comes up past your waist and sits right under the bust. For me, there's just too much going on, like the mint color, the embellishment, like the silver bag, the big hair. It's just it's not my favorite. I feel like if you lost the tassel around the empire line and maybe you had this really heavy embellishment on the top carrying down and then like ombreing out so it cascades down, it would really soften it, and I think that would be a lot more of a showstopper for the right reasons than this is. I'm gonna give Andie MacDowell in Prada 6 yachts. It's just just not working for me. We've got another Andie MacDowell look. Here she's wearing Atelier Versace. I prefer this silhouette on her. I think that asymmetrical neckline, letting the shoulders, the clavicle out, it's a lot more flattering compared to the previous look. Whilst I really like the asymmetrical neckline, I'm not really feeling this asymmetrical piece of fabric on the bust. It's making it look like one side of the bust is coming lower than the other, and I just think for a red carpet event, it's not the most flattering. I think the overall shape of the dress, apart from that bit of fabric, is flattering, but it's not the most exciting. It's just a silver beaded gown. I feel like this piece of asymmetric fabric is there to add a bit of design. I do, however, prefer this to the Prada look. I think the color palette of this look looks really good on her. It works with her hair color, it works with that silver clutch, and it's the right length, just skimming the toe of the shoe. So I'm gonna give Andie MacDowell and Atelier Versace 7.5 yachts. Not a bad score. Moving on to Bella Hadid, we all saw the pictures of Bella Hadid on the red carpet. However, I'm not gonna start at that look. I'm gonna make you wait, okay? We're gonna start with this vintage Jean Paul Gaultier look. I believe this is actually a recreation of a vintage dress because they couldn't get permission from the archive, so Bella could be wearing it on the red carpet in time. This dress though is so stunning. Monochromatic, graphic, black and white. I love this really low scooping neckline with the points. It's very structured. And then we've got that black chiffon wrap over halter neck, and you can see the cups underneath, obviously covering her boobs. It's really snatching her in at the waist and then skimming over her hips to the floor. It's just such a flattering silhouette. And then you can see at the back, she's got this long cascading piece of black chiffon tying into that wrap halter neck, and then there are tassels across the bottom of it. It's very simple, but it is such a showstopper, and the way it's going to move on the red carpet is just absolutely stunning. You can't deny that she looks fucking fantastic. Bella Hadid in Jean Paul Gaultier is going to get 10 yachts from me. How could I score it less? Next up, Bella Hadid in Lanvin. This is not my favorite. I will just say it right now. For me, this silhouette doesn't work. I really am feeling the finger wave hair on her, the big earrings with the emeralds, but for me, the silhouette of the dress just doesn't work. I think the length of it on her is great. She's a model after all. She's got a fantastic body. We all know that. But I think where there's such a huge volume of white feathers at the top, it's just giving her this very rectangular silhouette. We can't really see a defined waist. Maybe it's just this picture, but for me, it's too top heavy and it's nowhere near as flattering or as beautiful as the previous Jean Paul Gaultier look. Sorry. Sorry, Lanvin. I am a big fan of the shoe though. Like an LBD with a shoe like this, classic. You can't go wrong unless you're adding this big mass of feathers on your titties. Bella Hadid in Lanvin is gonna get 6 yachts from me. Now this look was the star of Cannes Film Festival, and this is Bella Hadid in Schiaparelli couture. Just need to give Bella a moment. She deserves a moment. This is so stunning. It's avant-garde, but it's minimal at the same time. Just the shape of the dress itself is so stunning. That really exaggerated, rounded shoulder, it gives such a beautiful shape. And I love the fact as well that they've brought the sleeve down to sit just at her knuckle, as it's really helping to give that beautiful silhouette of the shoulder. And then there's that extremely dropped scoop neckline exposing the bust, which has been covered by this beautiful, beautiful necklace. I believe it's meant to be a pair of lungs from what I've seen online. I know it does kind of look like coral reef or trees, but I believe it's meant to be a pair of lungs. You can definitely see the way that it's shaped. I'm really thinking about it. It does look like lungs, like the thick pieces going down into the thin pieces. It really does look like bronchi. I did just Google that, I will not lie to you. Biology, failed me. I know in my videos I always talk about how I love it when women keep the neckline clean, they let the clavicle do the talking, the neckline do the talking, but when your neckline is this low, you have a lot of room to play with, otherwise your titties are gonna be out. No one wants their titties out at Cannes Film Festival. This works perfectly. Black and gold, the silhouette of it, the way it comes in at the waist and skims over the hips to the floor in this very streamlined shape. That's what I'm saying, it's avant-garde, but it's minimal. But Schiaparelli have done a fucking incredible job on this. Bella Hadid, Schiaparelli, 10 nuts for you in this look. Perfection. Moving on to Sharon Stone in Dolce & Gabbana. No. No. I really don't like this. I don't want to say I hate it because that is very strong, but yeah, for me it's just too much. I can appreciate the craftsmanship that would have gone into creating this gown. You can see all of the structure, the construction through the tulle at the bust. You can see the boning, you can see the shape, you can see the structure of the dress to hold up the masses and masses of fabric. It's just too much. For me, I don't feel like the color is right on Sharon Stone, and I feel like all of the flowers on top of this bright blue dress, it's giving me Cinderella vibes. It's just singing costumey in my head. And I know people do massive gowns to red carpet events all of the time, but for me, I feel like this is a situation where this is kind of wearing Sharon Stone. And I think for me as well, this just isn't really like Sharon Stone's usual vibe. So I think for me, that's why it caught me so off guard. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give this 4 yachts. I was gonna go 5, but I really don't like it. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this look. Do you like it? Do you think she's rocking it? Or are you like... Tilda Swinton is another absolute star at Cannes Film Festival. Starting with the Chanel look, I must admit this one is not my favorite, but we've got 2 other looks to talk about. This is a Chanel piece. For me, it's giving me very like 90 vibes. I get that she's going for the whole minimal thing. White, clean, the little voluminous sleeve, the little ruffle around the neck. Very minimal, very chic. However, it does look like she's about to go to bed. It's a bit meh, do you know what I mean? Like, especially compared to her other looks. So let's just clear that up now. So Tilda Swinton in Chanel, you're gonna get 5 yachts from me. However, Tilda Swinton in her first Haider Ackermann look, stunning, stunning. Usually I would find something like this so jarring because we've got bright pink, tangerine orange, we've got this darker pink on the shoe, and then we've got this green like sequined scaly top underneath. But for me, I just think it's so beautiful. It's so bold. We've not seen anything like this on the red carpet from anyone else. Tilda Swinton rocks pieces like this, and I love the silhouette of this jacket. It's double-breasted, it's cropped, it's got a peak lapel, which is where your lapel pieces come up at a diagonal and go past your collar pieces. It's got that really strong shoulder and that very flattering cap sleeve, and I like the fact that they've brought the cap sleeve up on a diagonal. It's just such an interesting silhouette. And then underneath she's got that very structured streamlined dress. It works perfectly with that strong shoulder of the jacket. Even if she didn't have this scaly sequin green top underneath, it would still be such a banger. It would still be such a strong look because of that contrasting color palette. But this sequin scaly green top underneath, it just adds a beautiful textural element, and it's so unexpected. I love this so much. Tilda Swinton, your first Haider Ackermann look, 10 yachts. How could I not? I feel like this is a look though you're either gonna hate it or love it, and I'm on the love it spectrum. But Tilda didn't stop there. Tilda had to go out and serve us another beautiful Haider Ackermann look in this blue power suit. How could you not love this? First of all, the color on her skin with her hair, beautiful. And then we've got that incredibly strong shoulder coming down into that sleeve that hits just above the elbow, and then she's snatched in at the waist with that wrap waist, and you can see as well that the jacket is being tied slightly higher, so you get that asymmetric wrap effect. You can see that the hem on her left side is slightly higher than the right, and it's covering part of the pocket. It's just really playing on that menswear as women's wear, getting a men's jacket, really wrapping it around, snatching it in at the waist. This is what it's giving me, and then back down to the cigarette pant, the stilettos. Streamline. Tilda Swinton's second Haider Ackermann look, 10 yachts. How could you not? How? Moving on, we've got Penn in Balmain. Another look I'm absolutely obsessed with. The way that they've done these sheer panels and the fact that it's exactly the same color as her skin tone. We've all watched Strictly Come Dancing, Dancing with the Stars, and they've got that mesh on that's like luminous orange. It doesn't match their skin. This is how it should be done to give that nude illusion. And the fact that it's black and nude, it's giving a really soft version of a monochromatic look. The silhouette of this as well is so beautiful. That halter neckline coming out, it works really well with that panel in the middle because it's really emphasizing the shape going out. And then she's coming back in at the waist over her hips, and they've emulated that with that panel in the middle. They've brought it in at the waist, going back round and giving her this really, really beautiful shape, and then finishing it off with that black clutch with the feathers. It just adds to the textures. This is another perfect red carpet look. Penn, 10 yachts. Tens across the board for Penn. Moving on to Gina Stiebitz. I think I said that right. She's in Dior. I think this look is beautiful. It's very soft, it's very elegant. It's like, what's it, cottage core, but like very like softened, minimalized down. And I think this square neckline is beautiful on her. Again, they've kept the neckline clean, letting the clavicle, the neckline do the talking. And I like the fact as well that the strap goes all the way down to the waist and it's sheer. It's very soft. It's giving this nude illusion, like I said, very elegant. And the fact that it's coming right down to her waist and then it's skimming over into this beautiful layered skirt with all of this embellishment. The tone of the fabric with the tone of her skin, it works perfectly well. And then that like strawberry blonde hair. She's giving me like Blake Lively vibes. Do you see what I mean? I'm getting that kind of vibe from her. Where this dress is so light as well, it's just gonna have incredible movement as she walks across the carpet. It's gonna look like she's floating and it's just gonna match that elegant vibe of the gown. Gina Stiebitz, I'm gonna give you 10 yachts. I think this is beautiful and I feel like I'm giving out a lot of 10s, but honestly, I'm so impressed with these red carpet looks. The last red carpet review I did was the Oscars and that was a hot fucking mess. So I'm so happy with the looks that we've seen so far. That is about to change though. Moving on to Coco Rocha in Dior. And I love Dior, so it hurts my fucking soul to say anything bad about Dior. But for me with this look, there's just far too much going on. Starting with the hair, we've got this very sculptural, slicked up updo, and then you've got the really strong eye makeup matching the tones of the dress pretty much perfectly, and then we've got this fishnet layer underneath the gown, but then she's still got this very over the top diamond necklace on, the big diamond rings. Too much. And then you've got the asymmetrical gown on one shoulder falling off the other, and then it's in this textured fabric that's been wrapped around the bust, and then it's falling in another direction down the skirt, and then all of a sudden it becomes metallic, and then it goes to a darker brown, then it goes to black. It's just too much. I really don't like the texture of the fabric as well. It's just not working for me. I think you've got this very voluminous dress and it just looks very heavy, and we're in summer. This is in the middle of July in the south of France. It's gonna be fucking hot. It's just very like heavy and dense looking, and then all the other elements, it's just, it needs to be edited down or just wear something else. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give this look 4 yachts. It does not work for me at all. There's far too much going on. She needs to have a word with her styling team. Moving on to Marion Cotillard. She's wearing Chanel here, and I know I said earlier in the video, Chanel gets it right every time. Replay the clip. Chanel Haute Couture just always gets it right when it comes to red carpet. For me here, this doesn't work. A denim gown, I feel like we're taking the 70s trend just a bit too far. We've got the denim, we've got the floral print, and then what also is weird to me is how the placket, which is where your buttons sit, is only going from the waist up to her neck. I don't know if it would have looked better going down to the floor, probably not, but for me it still looks a bit strange. There's the puff sleeve, and then there are gold buttons on the side of the sleeves. I think for me as well, this piece is like unrecognizably Chanel, so in my head I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So for that reason, Marion Cotillard in her first Chanel look, it is 4 yachts from me. Sorry. But moving on to her next Chanel look, bangs. For me, this screams Chanel. You can see that it's Chanel. Just the silhouette. They use a lot of these metallic-y fabrics in their haute couture pieces. I love the asymmetric neckline, and you can see when you zoom in that it's lace and it looks like they've got metallic paint and painted over it. It gives this really, really beautiful effect. And then just how it's all different pieces of lace of different amounts of paint on it. It just gives this really stunning effect on camera. It's shimmering in the light, and for me this looks so much better on her than the denim look. The denim look didn't make sense, but this makes so much sense. It's snatched in at her waist. There's that little kind of peplum of lace that's not sticking out too much. It's falling with the skirt nicely, and then they've gone for a very uniformed lace pattern going down the skirt, and it finishes just above the ankle. You can see that there's that slit in the back of it, and then she's got this very like subtle pointed shoe on with that clear heel. Let's just put these 2 looks together. The silver look is just so much more Cannes, so much more red carpet, so much more Chanel. The denim look, it's just, why? I'm gonna give Marion Cotillard's second Chanel look 9 yachts. No words needed, it's stunning. Next up, we've got Carla Bruni in Celine. If I hadn't researched and seen online that this was Celine, I would have automatically assumed that this was Atelier Versace. It just has that vibe to it. The asymmetric neckline, the very streamlined fit cascading from the hips to the floor, that slit in the leg. To be fair, if it was Atelier Versace, you know that slit would be a straight up to the thigh, and it's not, but it's just giving me that vibe. I think this is a beautiful gown. It's a beautiful color on her, and I like the fact that we've got the knot at the top, the ruching on the fabric going across the bust, and then that slit I think is at the right length. She's glowing, she's tan, she's got the heeled silver sandal on. It's all tying together with the accessories, again keeping the neckline clear. I wouldn't say it's my favorite red carpet look that we have, but she does look stunning. Carla is gonna get 8 yachts from me. Next up, we've got Soo Joo Park in Chanel. I really love this look, and it's really unexpected for me. I thought this was a gown at first, but it's actually a black lace bodysuit with this sheer dress over the top and the sheer fabric cascading and falling over the lace. It gives this really beautiful effect, and it's quite dimensional. What's also nice is how you've got that boat neckline very open across the shoulders, but then the sheer dress is very plunging, so you're getting this like nude, but I'm not really nude effect. What's really beautiful about this as well is that there's definitely a play on textures. The lace, the sheer, and then you can see on the sheer dress there's this asymmetric ruffle coming down, so it's going to play with depths of black, and then at the bottom you can see that lace bodysuit coming out. For me, the shoe is not my favorite. I think it's because we've got the stirrup of the bodysuit, and then you've got the T-bar of the sandal. It's just not as clean as it could be. I do like the fact that we've got that jeweled belt with the Chanel logo at the waist, and then we've got the bracelet on her left arm. I don't really feel like we needed that necklace around the top though. That boat neckline is so clean, and there is a lot going on already. So for me, I'll just be like snatching that off. And as Chanel said herself, always take off the last thing you put on. So now I'm just being a dick. Soo Joo Park in Chanel is gonna get 8 yachts from me. Obviously, we need to talk about Timothee Chalamet in Tom Ford. This look was all over Instagram. All I saw was Bella Hadid and Timothee Chalamet, and this look is just so beautiful. And you would expect nothing less from Timothee Chalamet. Every red carpet, he looks incredible, and this silver and gold metallic suit is just no exception. This suit fits him perfectly. To me, this looks like a single-breasted 2-button jacket, SB2, and it's got the peak lapel. Like I said earlier, it's where your lapel pieces come out further diagonally up than your collar pieces. We can see that he's also got a grandad collar shirt on, which is where you just have your stand piece of the shirt. You don't have the piece that falls back down. It just keeps it really clean, minimal, and it lets the suit do all of the work. I like as well that we've got the cuff, the rounded cuff poking out from the jacket. It's very slick, and it's tying into that white boot on his feet. I love this. It fits him perfectly, and Timothee Chalamet and Tom Ford, just perfect match. I'm sure you can guess it, but Timothee Chalamet, 10 yachts. You could never score him anything less. Moving on, we've got another menswear look. This is Alton Mason in Hugo Boss. This is a black tux. I know I always go on about black tuxes and how boring they are in these reviews, but for me, this is extremely contemporary, and it's because we've got this wrap blazer. It's so beautiful. I'm obsessed with wrap blazers. And then we've got this straight wide trouser going down to the loafers. It's just extremely contemporary. It's more considered, it's elegant. And then we've got that little bow tie. We've got the pocket square in the pocket tying into the white shirt. He just looks fantastic. He looks sleek. Alton Mason, I'm gonna give you 9 yachts. I can't give you a 10 to match up to Timothee Chalamet because that Tom Ford suit, ooh, next level shit. Next up, we have Salma Hayek in Gucci. Oh, this isn't my favorite look for her, and it makes me sad because she is so beautiful, but I think the silhouette of this dress just is not right for her. It's also giving me like prom vibes. It's just, she has some fantastic red carpet looks, and unfortunately this is just not one of them. I think the shape of the neckline and then how they've brought that dark blue really close together at the waist, and then she's got that light blue coming in as well. It's just making the silhouette a bit strange. Obviously Salma has big titties, but I think the fact that they're bringing that dark blue in from around her bust straight into this tiny waist, it's just giving this very strange silhouette. I think if they ease that dark blue shape into like a softer, slightly wider version, it would have been a lot more flattering. Still wouldn't have erased the prom vibes for me. I think like the hair with the clip and the dangly earrings and then like the all over sequin gown, that's what's giving me like prom vibes. I don't want to give Salma a bad score, but I'm gonna have to give Salma a bad score. This is 5 yachts from me. It's not working. It's not flattering. It's an unflattering prom dress made by Gucci. Finally, we're ending on a menswear look. Josh O'Connor in Low. I love this pink suit. It's the perfect suit for summer. It's July. We've got this pink double-breasted suit. It's a DB6, double-breasted 6-button. I love the fact that they've gone for a white button as well. A dark button on this just sort of looked wrong. I like the fact he's got that clean white shirt on as well. We can see that the collar looks like quite large coming down, playing into that whole like 70s vibe, and the buttons are covered by white fabric, keeping it very clean. I can't really tell what he's got around his neck, but I do like the flash of green against the pink. It just works really well. And then looking at the trousers, it's a very nice straight cut with that center press in them over this black loafer. I just think this is a great way to wear a coloured suit on the red carpet. And this look would also be great for a summer wedding, or if you have like a formal kind of summer party to go to. I don't know, you might wear somewhere bougie that does like a garden party. Perfect look. If you've made it this far in the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell. Go on. Overall, I'm so happy with the looks at the Cannes Film Festival 2021. They were beautiful, lots of amazing fashion, a few lows, but it made up for the shocking looks at the Oscars red carpet. If you want to go check out my Oscars red carpet review, I'll leave a little card in the top screen here for you guys. But thank you so much for watching, and a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed. You are brilliant, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.